Kels Gaming YouTube channel here. Today we are going to go over the proper way to do this new arena merge. Some of the videos are a little bit misleading. Uh, some people are just not able to hit it with the method that's being shown, or maybe they're getting confused. Um, Maybe I can help you out a little bit. I've had a few people come to me and they've had problems trying to hit it. I have explained to them uh, the way I was doing it, and it helped them out a lot. They're able to hit it now, no problem, consecutively, back to back, with no issues. So, without any further ado, I would like to give some props to my man Charlie and my man JV. They're in here. I don't need everybody in here to do this, but was just helping these guys out. So for the purpose of the video, I got one of them that's going to populate the lobby for me. Um, you can use you can use Titan of a job to do this, but you know the person who's sitting in Titan of a job is going to get a little bored or whatever, and it just kind of helps if they can just populate the lobby and they can walk around doing things just as long as they pay attention that they're still populating the lobby. But without any further ado, I am going to get inside my arena and show you how to do this merge. Some of the videos will tell you that you need to spawn inside of your bunker when you first start out. That is completely false. You do not have to spawn inside of your bunker. Um, I mean, I started this lobby while I was in my arena, and I spawned in my arena, and I've done the merge no problem. There are some issues to work out from what I can tell you. Some people are getting stumped on the accepting the Gerald invitation. Some people are getting stumped on what to do at the very end, because yet again, in the videos that you might see previous to mine, they're going to say the ending part is exactly like it always has been, and that is false to a certain degree. Some of these things are going to change up a little bit. Everybody's used to doing this inside the ground level garage, but obviously we're in B1 or B2. It doesn't matter which one you're in. But Charlie, are you populating, or is somebody populating? JD's populating?
Yeah, JD's populated.
Alright. So, to get down to the manner of business here, what I'm going to do, just for the purpose of the video, is this Comet SR right here. I'm going to take this two-tone color from the Fudo, or I mean the Sultan, sorry, and I'm going to put it on that Comet SR. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into my donor car first. I'm going to hit right on the D-pad. And at this point, I'm going to be trying to accomplish getting out of the car, which obviously I can't do. If I, back out of the mod menu, I only get exit workshop, exit arena. Neither one of those are going to allow me to exit the car, so I'm at now have to join on my friend who is populating. So I'm going to get a blue screen, but I'm going to be going to the chat party, and I'm going to be joining on my friend who is populating. That's what I'm doing when you see my blue screen. So I'm going to click, I'm going to accept that first alert. And some people will say wait 5 seconds. What you're actually listening for, if you turn up your TV, you'll hear the sound of you getting sucked up into the clouds. Once you hear that sound, you can accept that second alert. The reason why I say don't always rely on that 5 seconds is because that sound of you getting sucked up into the clouds, it does not happen the same way every time. I have sat there and actually sat for 10 seconds before I've actually heard the full sound of me getting sucked up into the clouds. So that's why it's best to turn your TV up, so that way you can hear that sound instead of just relying on that 5 seconds. But as you notice, since I have done this, I can now hit triangle to get out of the car. So what I'm going to do is the car that I want to change, unlike what the video says, I'm not going to do my Simeon job or Gerald job here. I'm just going to simply hit right on the D-pad to take this car into the mod shop as well. Alright, now again, just like with the first car, I'm going to join on my friend. Accept first alert. Wait for that sound. Accept the second alert. I can now get out of this car right here. Alright, now I have both cars inside the mod shop. This is great. It's perfect. This is exactly what I want. Alright, now I'm going to hop back into the donor car. This is where I'm going to want to do the Simeon or Gerald job. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you can call this person and request a job from them. I found out you can use Ron. You can also use Martin. Of course, you can use Gerald and Simeon, but I'm going to just use Gerald and request a job.
What you want? Yeah, there's always some shit going on. I'll send you something.
Okay, now I'm going to pull up my phone. Now you notice, listening in the video, that I also have the volume to my controller turned up. This is going to be important as well. Now that I have this Gerald job, you hear that? Listen to the controller. When I hit the Gerald job, you hear that sound?
That sound?
This is the reason why you're going to have your controller turned up, because in order to make sure that you've done this part properly, you're going to have to hear that sound of you accepting that invitation. But you're going to want to see the start menu. And in order to do that, you're going to have to hold down your start menu button. And when you do this right, you're going to let off the start menu button and hit X.
The option button.
Now, you heard the sound when I did it, and you see that I am on the start menu. So, you heard the sound, I'm on the start menu. This is exactly what you want to see. From here, I'm going to press circle and I'm going to spam right on my D-pad to go into the mod shop. Now see, right there, it's not working because the tail lights to that car did not light up. So what I'm going to do in this situation, I'm just going to back out of this job. I'm going to hop right back into the donor car. Now I'm going to do the Gerald job again. Press circle, spam right. Now you see the tail lights light up. That's what you want to see. Now I'm just simply going to back out of the Gerald job. And I'm going to hop into this Comet SR. Now, this is where things is going to change. They're going to say the ending part, which this is what this is the ending part. This is where the merge is going to take place. They say this happened. It's exactly the same way as it always has been. Well, it is not. Because at this point, you see I have the left on D-pad option to return to storage. Now, if I hit left on D-pad option and try to join on a primed alert, what's going to happen is this car is going to go back in that parking spot so quickly that nothing is going to happen. Now, on the other hand, if you sit there and try to click join and spam through the alerts while hitting left on the D-pad, nothing's going to happen as well. I mean, you'll hear sound like stuff is happening, but nothing is going to happen. But how to properly do this is, now that I see that I have my left on D-pad option to return to storage, I'm going to go to my friend once again in the chat party who is populating. And I'm going to get this first alert. Now, instead of accepting this first alert immediately, you need to know one thing. As soon as I hit X to accept this alert, I'm going to want to be spamming the heck out of my left D-pad. And again, while you're spamming left on your D-pad, you're going to be hearing that sound of you get sucked into the clouds, and then you're going to accept the second alert, which is what I'm about to do right now. So I'm going to hit X and spam left on the D-pad. Okay, now I heard the sound of me getting sucked into the clouds, so now I'm going to hit X. And if you do it just how I explain it, this will be your result every single time. You won't miss a beat, nothing. And I will explain to you that if you do something wrong, you do not have to start all over. If for some reason you don't have your left on D-pad option to return to storage, all you're going to do is simply get back in your donor car. You're going to do your Gerald job again, and when you get into your car that you want to change, you should have your left on D-pad option. But it's important to have your TV turned up to hear the sound of you getting sucked into the clouds. But you also going to want to have your controller turned up so you can actually hear that sound of you accepting that Gerald invite. Because what happens is, you see right here on the left top hand corner of the screen where it says press right to modify. What happens is, when you go off of this main screen, that right on D-pad banner right there, it goes away. Now, whenever it pops up, you're going to hear it click. A lot of people are mistaking that clicking sound as them accepting that Gerald invite. And it's not. You're going to hear that sound of you accepting that Gerald invite coming out of your controller, not your TV. So if you heard that click come out of your TV, then you're not accepting that Gerald invite right. But now that I made the change, this is where it is just like every other merge. I'm going to have to hit right on the D-pad, so that way I can make a change to this car. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're short on money and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I recommend just coming down to where it says respray. You go to your crew emblem, and whether it's already on or not, you just take it off, put it on, whatever. Now I've made a change to that car. Now what I'm going to do is, at this point, I can either exit the arena if I'm done, or if I have another car that I want to change, what I'm going to do is actually hit exit the workshop. Now you see both cars still stayed put, but I can now get out of this car. So what I'm going to do is, just say for instance there's another car in here that I want to put this color on. Now it really don't matter which car, since both of these cars got the color on it now. It don't really matter which car that I decide to keep in here, but I need to remove one of these cars. And I'm just going to do that by simply coming to this blue circle. I'm going to click on a random car. I'm going to change it with one of the cars that's in the mod shop. And when I back out, you turn around and see I still got a car in here. Now at this point, to rinse and repeat, I'm simply just going, I already have that one car in there, so now I'm just going to hop into this car. For the record, I don't want to change the color on this car, so I will be changing it back at a later time, but just for the video, rinse and repeat. Press right on D-pad. Sometimes you might run into problems with your cars flipping over. Now, this is only an issue at a certain point. If your donor car is flipped over, then you're basically going to have to start over. If the car that you just brought in is flipped over, just return that back to storage and hit right on the D-pad and come back in. Chances are it's not going to flip over the second time, because as you can see, this car is pushed over now. But I'm good. So again, I'm going to join on my friend. Accept that first alert, wait for the sound, accept the second alert. Now I can get out of this car, Then again, just like before, I'm getting into my donor car. I'm going to pull up my Gerald job. Now you see right there, what happens is when you see that happen, you have actually hit the X button while you still had that option button pressed down. Even if it's just the slightest little bit, it will cause that to happen. But if you see this happen, don't worry. You don't have to start all over. Just back out. Hop back into the car. Pull up your Gerald invite again. Press and hold the option button. Let go and X. Now it happened properly. So now I'm just going to hit circle and spam right on the D-pad. See the tail lights come on? Boom. Okay, so now I'm just going to simply back out of this job. And now I'm good to go. I'm going to hop into this car, and you'll see that I'll have the left on D-pad option. Return to storage. And again, I'm going to join on my friend. I'm actually going to see this first alert, and I'm pausing for a second because I know as soon as I accept this alert, I need to spam left on the D-pad. You need to do it in this fashion, otherwise it is not going to happen for you. So I'm going to accept this first alert, spam left on the D-pad. I listen for my sound. Okay, I've properly been sucked into the clouds. Now I'm accepting my second alert. Just like magic. Boom, boom, boom. I told you guys. I'm going to sit here and explain this to you in the method that I'm doing it because I'm doing this with 100% accuracy every single time. I'm not having no points where I'm coming up on this last part and I'm joining and I'm coming down and car's not changing. I'm not having that option. I'm not having that problem. If you're having that problem, you're doing one or two things. If you're coming back down and that car has not changed, either A, you are spamming right on the D-pad and not left, or you didn't start spamming left as soon as you accepted that first alert. You have to do it in that fashion because like I said, if you try to prime up an alert and then hit left on the D-pad, then try to double tap, you do not have enough time to do that because that car will instantly go back in the parking space. So you need to pull up that alert, join on that alert. When you get that first alert, just know as soon as you accept that first alert, spam the heck out of that left D-pad. And again, that's why I said that the ending part is not exactly how it always has been, not for the joining on your friend part. The only part that is exactly how it always been is this part right here. After I did the merge and everything's happened, now I'm just going to hit right on the D-pad. I have to hit right on the D-pad so I can save a change to this car. And like I said, if you're short on money, you can either change your personal plate because that's free. If you don't have the option to do that, you don't want to mess up your Yankton plate, you can always apply your crew logo. If the crew logo is already there, just simply click to remove it and apply it back. That's free also, it costs you no money to do that. Now that I have made that change, now see, I don't have nothing else in this garage that I want to do. So at this point, instead of hitting exit to the workshop, I could exit the arena. But before I end this video, I'll show you. I can hit exit the workshop. I can come out of here. Now remember, I said I have no car in here that I want to do. I've done, obviously you see, I've done every car in here. Yeah, well, if you're going to, if you can drive it out and save it into the MOC. Yeah, and it'll give you clean plates or whatever. I will let you know if you're trying to do something like the mariachi car or what have you, you're gonna have to do it that way.
That way.
As soon as you merge it or whatever, you're gonna want to drive out with that car. When you drive out with that car, request your MOC, pull it into the back of your MOC, it forces the change. Now, I will recommend not immediately putting that mariachi car right back into your arena. You just leave it into the back of your MOC, merge a few more cars or whatever. And what you do is just call a car from another garage and push that mariachi into another garage.
Mariachi into another garage.
Because sometimes if you try to bring it back into the arena, sometimes it will revert the change that you've just made. But what I'm going to do, because there was no other car in here that I can do, for the purpose of the video, I will click on a random car. Now I can hit square to select level. I can go to another garage, and I think I did most of those in here. Let me go to this garage. Alright, I'll do this one. Alright, so by doing that, I brought another car in here. Now I still got 2 cars in there. Technically, I can leave those 2 cars in there and proceed with the glitch, but it does make that space a little bit cramped because you don't have but so much room. So, I'm going to show you it doesn't matter what car you leave in there. I'm going to switch this Sultan with the Z-Type. It pulls the Sultan out of there. Now I only have the 1 car in there, which that's the one that I just changed. So let me find, yep, right here. I'm just going to get in this car, and again, just hit right on the D-pad. I'm going to join on my friend, so I had the option to get out of this car. Accept the first alert, wait for the sound of you getting pulled into the clouds, accept that second alert. At that point right there, if you accept those alerts too quickly, you're going to get a fuzzy screen. You'll come down, you'll kind of be frozen a little bit. You'll see your character moving on the map, but that's about it. If that happens, join on your friend again, and this time do it properly, and it'll pull you out of that glitched out state. But now that I've come up and back down, I can get out of this car. Alright, now this is where I'm going to do my Gerald job again. Press and hold the options button. Let go and quickly hit X. See, that was done too quickly. I want you to see this happening. If this happens, don't worry. Just back out. You're going to get back into your donor car. On some of the videos, it'll tell you, okay, if that happens, then you have to start all over. That's false. You don't have to. If you rewind the video, you'll see that. No, not that. You definitely don't want to use a double money, double RP. See, I'm doing it too quick. What's going on is I'm not fully letting off of that button before I hit the X. That's what makes that happen. We'll just get in whatever door you want to. Okay, now I'm going to hit circle and spam right on the D-pad. Now see, I don't know if that happened because I can't see the back of my car to see if the tail lights light up. But in that case, You're just going to take a guess at it. You're just going to go ahead and back out of the jail job. And what's going to be the telltale sign is when you get into the car that you want to change. You see how I don't have the left on D-pad option? I don't have to return everything back. I'm going to get into this car. See, I know it worked that time. See, you'll know it worked because either you'll see the tail lights or you'll see what just happened. You'll kind of see like a little, for a split second, you'll see the cars kind of bounce off each other. That lets you know it worked, so just back out of the job. Hop into the car that you're going to change. Now you see I have left on D-pad option, just like I said. So now again, I will stress, this part is not exactly the same as it always has been. I'm going to join on my friend. I see that first alert, so I know when I'm going to accept this first alert, I'm going to now spam left on the D-pad. So accept, spam left, hear the sound, now hit X. Boom, rinse and repeat. And it doesn't matter what car you pull in there, it doesn't matter which car you pull out of there. You can pull out the first car, you can pull out the second car, it doesn't matter, just as long as you left one in there. You can rinse and repeat. You can swap cars from garage to garage. I just showed it, every bit of it, on this video. If you follow this method and you do it exactly how I explained it, you will have the same result every time. 100% accuracy, no problems, and you're good to go. And chances are, I mean, it's easy enough to do this and explain it while you're doing it, so that way you can help somebody else do it. And if somebody else is having a problem doing it and you're trying to help them, you're trying to explain it to them to help them understand, have them doing it while you're explaining it. You know, walk them through the process. It's easy for you to understand if something messes up with them. It's easy for you to know what to tell them to do to correct their problem. Now, like I said, the first few videos I seen of this, they'll say, if you mess this up, you got to start all over. There are very few times that you have to start all over. You'll have to start all over, of course, if you come in with that second car and it flips your donor car upside down. Well, obviously you got a problem because you're going to need to get inside that donor car. So yes, you're going to need to start all over at that point. But if the second car that you're trying to change flips upside down, that's no problem. Just return it back to storage, then hit right on the D-pad and come right back in. Like I said, chances are it flipped over before. Now something is moved out of the way. Now it's possible that it won't flip over the second time. But there, you're just going to have to play around with it to figure out what cars you're using, because certain bigger cars will cause smaller cars to flip over, that sort of thing. When you're doing bikes, it's a little bit tricky because the bike will try to come in up underneath the car. So just don't rush it. If you just sit there for a second, let that bike eventually push itself out from underneath the car, because obviously if you get off of that bike and it's underneath the car, you're not going to be able to get back onto that bike. So if you just sit there, that bike will eventually just push itself out from underneath the car, so you can continue on with the glitch. But like I said, and again, the last part, I'm going to hit right on the D-pad so I can save a change to this car. And that was, wow. Whatever. There you go. Now I'm completely done, so I'm just going to exit the arena just so you can see. boom. Everything's good. You're golden. And that is the Arena Merge 100% accuracy. If you follow how I described it, you will hit it with 100% accuracy every single time. The only problem that you're going to run into, really, and it really just depends on how you hold your controller. Like I said earlier in the video, some people are having a hard time hitting that Gerald part right, and then at the end, some people are having a hard time hitting that right because they heard in another video where it says, oh, this last part is exactly how it was, how it has been. And it's just not true, because you actually have to get that first alert, and as soon as you accept that first alert, spam left on the D-pad. Some people at that point are actually spamming right on the D-pad, because you know the first part of it you actually have to spam right on the D-pad to get the car to come into the mod shop. So you just got to pay attention to what you're doing. And like I said, two key things: you're going to want to have the volume of your TV turned up so you can hear that sound of you getting sucked into the clouds. And then you're also going to want to have the volume on your controller turned up so that way you hear the sound of you accepting that Gerald invite. If the volume on your controller is turned all the way down, you're not hearing you accepting that Gerald invite. The only thing you're hearing is that right on D-pad option to go into the mod shop popping up. Because every time that pops up, you hear a click, and people are thinking that that is them accepting that Gerald invite, and it is not. You're not going to hear you accepting the Gerald invite through your TV. It'll happen through your controller. So if you pay attention to those things and you follow it out exactly how I showed it to you, I mean, I just did multiple cars in the video. A lot of people just sit there and do one car and say, bam, I done it. You seen how it was done. There you go. I'm going to take my time to fully explain it to you. I don't care if it takes 5 seconds, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes. I'm going to make sure I'm going to be thorough for you to understand what's going on. Like I said in the description, I am not the founder of this glitch, but I have sat here and figured out how to do it and have it done with 100% accuracy. Again, I will state, your friend that's helping you, he can be in tight of a job, but if he doesn't feel like sitting in the tight of a job just looking at a stupid screen, you know, then you can have him populate in the lobby. And that works out just fine. But one thing I will tell you, because I learned this from experience, your friend that's helping you cannot, absolutely cannot, be in your arena while you're doing this. He can be in his arena, or he can be outside. He can be anywhere on the map as long as he's populating, and you'll be just fine. But if he's inside this arena with you while you're trying to do it, what's going to happen is when you go to get out of that second car, it's going to make that second car disappear. And it's only because your friend is in there with you. So as long as he's outside your arena, you're good to go. I see some people dropping down some comments and stuff like that. If you miss something, you can go back through the video, or very quickly I can do it for you one more time. If you need me to do it for you one more time so you can see it, just drop the comment down and I'll pull something else in here and I'll start over from scratch so you can see it. How you doing, baby girl? I hope you ain't getting yourself in trouble at school. Don't be coming home telling me you got in trouble. Alright. Jeremy says he needs it done again. Alright. So I'm just going to pull something random out of another garage. Well, I hope you're having a good lunch. I know that's a little far-fetched with school food, though. That ain't never changed. Alright, not a problem. Alright, Jeremy, for you,
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know.
Okay. Jeff Western Gaming here. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna throw a shout out to him. He does have his own channel or whatever. Me and this guy, we collaborate with each other. We were doing it with the last Give Cars to Friends that was going on. We we were caught up in the process of trying to teach some people how to do it, and his way of explaining it was helping some people, and my way of explaining it was helping other people. So, like I said, we collaborate with each other, and we got stuff done, didn't we? Except that one guy. I don't know what was wrong with him, but after a few hours of trying to help him, I have to agree, brother. There was just no help that was left for that guy. If he wasn't willing to pay attention, then he wasn't willing to learn. That was just how it was. Alright, let's see. I'm just gonna pull something random out with it. Right.
I'll bring it to you. Aight, I'll get back to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's no problem, man. It's no problem. That's like I told you, man. I was persistent that you was going to hit it, man. It was just trying to figure out what was going wrong, man. All right. You too, brother.
All right, dude.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff. All right, Sparks. I'll get to that before I end the video. I got a couple of people sitting here wanting to see it one more time. Yeah, I still got this color on something else, so I'm not worried about it. And just in case anybody is wondering, yes, you can still do your livery flips and all of that stuff doing this method. I mean, it's not going to stop you from doing it. All right. So let's see. I don't want to do everything the same color. I've already got all that I want done that color, so let me bring in one more car, just something else I can have something on to take off. Charlie, since he left, I'll probably get you to populate for me right quick if you're not doing that already.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them round.
That it really don't matter. I'll put this on it.
I'll get there as soon as I can. I'll get back to it then.
It's kind of weird. There you go, Mr. Jeff. Sparks is giving you a holler.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What's up?
What are you up to, Diddy?
Oh, he just left.
Oh, he just left.
Oh shit. Sorry.
There you go. Alright, so again, starting over from scratch, this is the donor car. This is the car I'm pulling the stuff off of. I'm simply just going to hit right on the D-pad to pull it into the storage. And I'm going to join on my friend. I accepted that first alert. Now I'm hearing the sound of me getting sucked into the clouds. Now I'm accepting my second alert. In case you're wondering, this is giving me the option to get out of this car. That's the purpose of doing that. So unlike the other videos that'll tell you to do the Simeon job part here, no. I'm going to get into the car that I'm going to change, and just like with that car just now, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to hit right on the D-pad. I'm going to pull it into the mod shop. Now this stupidness happens, but like I said, just wait a second, and yeah, you see, good to go. Now I don't have to worry about a problem getting in and out of the car. So just like before with the purple car, I'm going to join on my friend again. Accept first alert. Wait for the sound of you getting sucked into the clouds. Accept the second alert. Now I have the option to get out of this car. Now this is where I'm going to do the Simeon or Gerald job, or as I found, you can use Ron or Martin. As long as you can call somebody and request a job from them, you can use that person. So now that I'm in this car, I should still have a Gerald job somewhere down here. If I didn't, I would just call, but I do. So alright, I'm going to press and hold my options button. I'm going to let go. Listen to my controller. You're not going to hear that sound of you accepting this invitation come out of my TV. You're going to hear that sound come out of my controller. You hear that? Now I got my start menu up. I heard the sound. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit circle to back out, and I'm going to spam right on the D-pad. What you should see is one or two things. You should see the tail light of this purple car light up, or for a split second right before I go into the Gerald job, you should kind of see the car shuffle around a little bit. As long as you see that, everything happened perfectly. So I'm going to back out and spam right. Now see, I'm telling you, nothing happened there. If you're wondering how I know, it's because I didn't hear or see anything happen. And to prove that point, I'm just going to back out of here. Some of you are running into this problem, so I'm glad this is happening. So what's going to happen is the proper stuff didn't happen. So when I go to get in this green car, you see how it does not give me the left on D-pad option. Watching the other videos, it'll tell you to start all over, move the cars all out. I done showed you before earlier in the video, you don't have to do that. I'm just simply going to get out of this car. I'm going to hop back into my donor car, and I'm going to pull up the Gerald job again. Hold the option button. Press X. Now see, that will happen also. When you see that happen, you're still holding the options button at the same time hitting X. That's why this happens. But again, still, I'm not going to worry about it. I still don't have to start all over. I'm going to hop right back in this car. I'm going to make sure that I'm in the right car. Alright, here we go. Holding the option button. I'm doing it too quick. It's the way I hold my controller. You have to forgive me on that part. See, I know it didn't happen because I heard it click, but the click that I heard is just that right to modify a vehicle popping back up on the screen. I heard that through my TV, not my controller. Right here, for a brief, I'll explain something else to you. After numerous attempts of doing this and you're not doing it right, if you're registered as an MC or a CEO, what you're going to see is you'll start seeing all of these invites disappear off of your phone, and they'll be full of Lester Heist invites. When you see that, just unregister and call Gerald for another job, and now it'll pop up like it's supposed to. I just wanted to go over that because some people run into that problem as well. Damn it. I got to quit doing that too quick. It's not happening. Remember where I said this right here is where people will run into a lot of problems. You just got to get that timing right. It'll either be this part or the very end. Now see, I did it just right then. Now I'm going to hit circle and spam right on the D-pad. See the tail lights come on? That's what you want to see. Now you see that little split? Now you know why I waited right here, right? Because you seen that car was rocking back and forth. I was trying to figure out whether it was going to go ahead and flip over or if it was going to go back down like it's supposed to. So, you know, whatever. I'll just back out of here. Okay. Now you're going to notice when I get in this car, I have the left to return the storage option. Okay. At this point, again, I'm going to say, no, this is not completely solo. You're having to have a friend sit in the job. On Xbox, this is completely solo using the same method, but it's because they're able to use the glitch job. For some reason, when we're in B1 and B2, it's not letting us pull up the glitch job. And even if it does, it'll say currently unavailable. So that's the reason why that can't be used. If we could use that, then yes, this method right here would be completely solo. And I do know they're out working on it. They're trying to figure out how to get that to pop up. I'm sure they will figure it out. So either way, but now that I have this left on D-pad option, I'm going to click on my friend's name to the chat party. Okay, now I'm on my first alert. Now, like I said, as soon as you accept this first alert, you're going to spam left on the D-pad. Not right, but left. I hear the sound of me getting sucked into the clouds. Now I'm going to hit X to accept the second alert. And I mean, I tell you no wrong. I tell you no wrong. There it is, right there. This is the only part where it is exactly the same as any other merge. This is the only part where it is exactly the same, because you have to hit right on the D-pad. And you need to change something that's on this car. If you do not, what's going to happen, you might go outside, you'll probably come back in, and as soon as you come back in, this car will go right back to the way that it was, if you don't change nothing on this car. You can change any one thing. Like I said, again, I will remind you, if you're trying to save money, you can go to respray. You can apply your crew emblem. If it's already there, just take it off, put it back on. That's free. It costs you nothing. If you have personal tags, you can apply another personal tag, and that's free. It costs you nothing, and it counts as a change. So now that I have made a change to this car, I could exit the arena to be completely done, or I could just, if I plan on doing another car, I just hit exit the workshop. Both cars stay here, but I can get out of this car. Now I can come over here, and what I'm going to do, what did I have in there? Okay, I had this car in there, so I'll just change it with this car. Now I should only have one car in there. Okay, now this is the car that I changed. This wasn't my donor car, but still, like I said, it doesn't matter what car you leave in here. You just have to leave one in there for the purpose of a rinse and repeat. I'm gonna hit right on D-pad. I'm gonna join on my friend so I can get out the car. Again, Jeff, you are right with saying you have to have a friend and a titan of a job, but it does not have to be a titan of a job. He can just populate the lobby with a quick job, arm wrestling, darts, so forth, so on. That works, and it also keeps your help from being completely bored just sitting there looking at a titan of a job screen, you know. So you can do that. Alright, but now that I've joined on my friend, I can get out of this car. I'm now using this as the donor car. No problem. And again, just like before, I'm in my donor car. Make sure that you're doing your Gerald or Simeon or whatever. Make sure you're doing the Gerald part in your donor car, not the car that you want to change. Alright. Now I'm going to hit circle and spam right. Now see, it did not happen. Yeah, I know there is, but he was asking about this method, and no, this method is not solo. But what just happened here is I hit right on the D-pad, but it didn't register. And I know it didn't register because the tail lights of this car did not light up like they were supposed to. Now they want to light up. You see, smart ass game, you know. Watch this. What up, bro? I would like to stop and thank everybody for joining in. All the comments. If you left a like, much appreciated. If you wasn't subscribed and you now are, I really do appreciate that as well. Make sure you click that notification bell. I will get back into doing more live streams and hopefully dropping some actual videos and not just live streams. But let's continue on with this. I appreciate it too. Alright, so holding the option button and letting go and pressing X. Too quick. There, the tail light's lit up. Oh wow. Okay, now see, that's gonna be a problem. You're gonna run into this problem too. Yeah. Now see what happens here. I just completely got screwed when that happened. Okay, because see now both of these cars are flipped upside down. Now this would be a part where you would basically have to start that whole process over with. Alright, cool. We'll talk about that later. I'd like to thank Mr. Charlie for being completely patient with me right now.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay, I need to switch that around. Switch that around. Alright, now again, because that mess wanted to happen. Donor car, first car. Pull it in. Join on your friend. Listen for the sound of you getting sucked in the clouds. Accept second alert.
Accept second alert.
This allows you to now get out the car. Now I'm just going to pull in a car. I know what you're probably thinking, putting that purple on that drop top. I've already done that. It didn't really have the effect that I was looking for with that car, so I'm not even going to attempt to do that a second time. I've already done it once. Well, yeah, just sit however you want. Still going to make it happen. I accept that because I can be an asshole. But only if provoked, man. I don't start off that way. Alright. Holding the option button. Next. Hitting circle to back out, spamming right. Now see, the lights didn't light up. So I hate it when that happens because it makes me have to do that shit over again. But it's alright. Still didn't do it. I hate it when that happens. You see the lights light up when I get in the car. It's like it's taunting. You see that shit, right? Shit saying I would work, but see, that shit's not popping in, man. My controller might be about to die too. Plug that up. I might need to call for another Gerald job. Sometimes these jobs will get burned out too. There we go. Come on, man. Look at this crap.
Do a flip over again.
Well, it might not be a problem. As long as the car that I'm wanting to change is still on the wheels, I'll be alright. Yes, and I'm good. See, I have my left on D-pad option, so I'm gonna go join on my friend. Alright, I'm on my first alert. As soon as I accept this, I'm spamming the shit out of the left D-pad. Waiting for the sound of you getting sucked into the clouds. Sound happened, hit next on second alert. Bam. I mean, I've basically been streaming for slightly, it's like an hour and 2 minutes now. And I mean, I sat here, I did what, 3, maybe 4 cars, and then I stopped, I walked out, called some other cars in. I came in and did these 2 cars right here. But that's what I'm telling you. I mean, just if you do it the way that I'm explaining to you to do it, whenever you come down and that merge is supposed to be happening, it's going to happen. Like I said, the only problems you're going to run into is your timing on that Gerald invite part. And just remember, have your TV turned up to hear the going up in the cloud sound, but have your controller turned up so you can hear you accepting that Gerald invite. You're going to hear that sound come out of your controller, not your TV. If you hear a clicking come out your TV, it's that right to modify your vehicle popping up on the screen. But again, to finish this off, I'm going to save this car. And in order to save this car, I'm just going to make a change. I have had some people freak out because at this part of whatever the car that I'm in now, just say for instance it was flipped upside down, and they were like, oh, I got to start all over. I got to start all over. And all they simply had to do was just save a change to the car right quick, no matter what it was. Back out. There it is. Just to let you know for sure that everything is working, I'm gonna go back in here and you'll see everything stays just how I had it. See? Those are just things that you need to understand, you need to pay attention to. Don't try to get ahead of yourself. Don't try to think too far ahead of yourself. Keep everything you're doing in the process that you're doing it, and you'll be exactly fine. You'll have no problems, no issues. Now, again, I would like to thank everybody that came through. I'd like to thank everybody for all the comments, all the support. I love that. I appreciate that. Hopefully this has helped explain things better for people to understand. Maybe if you hadn't been able to hit the glitch, then maybe this will help you hit it. If you have been using the other video methods and realizing that, well, I could sometimes get it, but I sometimes can't, you know, that's perfectly fine. But if you want to do it 100% consistent, every car, every time, do it the way that I explained it to you, and you will have no problems whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and again, thanks for everybody for stopping by. And if somebody needs help outside of the video, you have my gamer tag. Drop me a message, I'll bring you in and we'll walk you through it one-on-one, hands-on. Some people learn better that way, and I have no problem trying to teach you that way. So, with all that said, I would like to wish everybody a very good Monday. Hope everybody's day has been well and continues to be well. And I hope to see you all back here on the next stream. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye. Oh, I got to do one thing before I leave. Oh. Charlie, you can go ahead and back out of the job, bro, if you want.
Alright.
I just need to, I need to set some moderators for the channel, so I got to pull this up on my computer. I don't have it running when I'm doing the stream because I don't want to hear like the echo. It'll echo really bad.
Yeah. Hey, can you populate for me real quick?
Yeah, sure. I'll populate for you. I'm just sitting right here about to do the thing. And since I'm still on the air or whatever, I'll prove to you here that I don't have to do Titan of a job. I clicked on friends and sessions, so you'll see when I'm populating if you look at the top of your mini map.
Yeah, this method that you showed me is definitely a lot easier.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I was even trying to make a video to start with, is because of that fact. A lot of people were just having issues with certain parts of it. And I mean, just after a few times of trying it myself, I realized exactly what kind of problems people were going to be running into, and most likely what was the problems that they were going to be having. Okay, here we go. Alright, Flocka, Sparks, and Mr. Jeff Western, aka Country Boy. Y'all have been added to moderators of my channel. Thank you all for your help that you have provided for me, both in stream and out of stream. And just because somebody thinks they're funny being in here with two different names, since I made one a moderator, I'll make that other one as well. Not gonna catch me slipping, bro. Alright, let me get Sparks in here right quick. It's kind of hard to add you to the chat thing when you're not appearing online. You probably got your Netflix going again. Wow. Was the quality of my video that bad the whole time? Or is it just what I'm seeing up here? I thought I changed that. I hope you know what I probably did. Yeah. But it looks like that on my computer. I don't know what it looked like for everybody else. Bro, you are not appearing online at all. And I can't just... Can you unlock the party right quick so I can just go to the thing? Yeah, I just sent you an invite to the chat party.
There you go.
There you go.
In the morning.
There you go. How did that video look? I'm just curious because I pulled it up on my computer and it doesn't look all of that good, but... Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's probably just a computer because my kids mess with this thing and they fuck around with the settings and shit, so...
Yo,
Nah.
you was
If you paid attention to everything, I told you that I was putting my character populating in the lobby, and I was gonna be AFK. That's what you could have sat there and done whatever you needed to do. What I should have done before I just went AFK, I should have just went ahead and sent a lobby invite, so that way you would have had one there. That's what I should have done. Yeah. Well, I think at some point, I think my internet died or something because I know I woke up this morning and then I was kicked all out of everything. I was like, oh well, that's great. But if you want, just I sent you an invite to the lobby, and when you come in, it don't matter where you're at, bunker, you can be under the water for all I care or whatever. But just make your way to your arena, and I'm gonna walk you through it.
It's How did
Yeah, I try to be informative for what the descriptive part of the video is. I try not to go too far outside of what I'm doing in the video, because if I do, then people just get everything all jumbled up and they try to put one thing over here. Well, see, like the thing. Oh shit! I think you just joined me. I forgot I was populating for him. It's all right though. No big deal. Here, let me do this. Charlie, send me an invite to the arena. I'm all the way down here at the bunker. Alright. I might have to refresh my own memory on that, because I was trying everything I could to figure out a better way of getting this merge to work consistently.
Hey, check this out, Kels. This track I just did.
I'm on my way in. I just wanted to send him an invite while I wasn't populating.
Right here.
Cavalcade? That's good. I like that right there.
I just merged that with this one.
I need to get that color. Looks nice. Just the regular one, right? Not the monkey one. Okay. He said not the monkey shit. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Well, there are a few cars that will allow you to do that either way. Like one of the main ones, of course, is that Nero Custom, like the one that I
I'm on the
reviewed or
clock.
whatever.
What you want?
That
Some
one will
wheels?
allow you to do that, and that I mean that car's not scratched. That is the way that it is. It wouldn't do it. Okay, were you all right? Were you using the Nero Custom or the regular Nero? Use the regular Nero. Mm-hmm. Let me change this one.
It's coming at you. Okay, I got stuff to do.
See what I'm going. You're watching the video, right? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for 444. Is he's still in lobby? Can he hear me? No. You absolutely do not have to spawn inside the bunker. Charlie, how you say his name?
Charlie, how you say
Priam or
Premium.
Premium?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't spelled that way to my defense. I just said, you know, so what I'm going to try to do, okay, since you're watching the video or whatever, I'm actually going to be in the video. I'm going to do it, and at the same time I'm doing it, I'm going to walk you through it, and you're going to hit it just like I do.
Is
Guaranteed.
anybody popular?
I just do it a couple of times, man. That's all it took for me.
Yeah, we all smoke weed. We all got it too. So you good? No. Trust me.
Nah, that would have happened. That would have happened already, man. Hey, it ain't 3 o'clock in the morning, so you all right. Yeah. What happened was at 3 o'clock in the morning, my patients left somewhere about 12:45, 1 o'clock. So I'm like, man, we done been over this. And me stay in the party, you're probably right. Anybody else, I probably done left the party. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave before I say something that's gonna piss everybody off, including myself. I'm just gonna leave the party. Nah. Some people can't. Some people can't concentrate or focus without it. Some people can. I'm kind of in between, but we're all good. I do got to watch what I say because my oldest daughter tuned in a little bit earlier when she was on her lunch and she made a comment on my thing. So I don't think everybody else can be heard. I'm not for sure how you have your settings. I tried to do it like that unless people want to be heard. But I leave the setting open for them to have that choice. Whether they're heard or not is depending on their settings, because they can allow their voice to be shared or restrict it from being shared. I told you I got hex codes. Well, see, when I was talking about, trying to do some videos and not just live streams and stuff like that. Some of what I wanted to do was put together some videos and actually do some videos of hex codes. But I want to break it down for people so they understand what the hell is going on with these hex codes. Let them know what the difference is between a color that's only a hex code or a color that's a hex code and a RGB. Let them know what's a modded color and what's not a modded color. I see what's going to happen if I do this. So let me bring in that red car. I'm getting set up to have a car to do, so that way I can walk you through it while you're doing it and I'm doing it at the same time. Trying to join the session or? Do a recent activity.
Anybody populate? Or I populate? Yeah, Jeff, I totally understand. Let me bring in that red one.
You're through to your garage. You, need me to bring you a ride?
Right, I can't remember the name exactly, but I think I know who you were talking about. I remember our conversations. Alright, so where in the world did I put that car? I hope it's not on my other character. Where's my one? Hold on. You know what, I'll do that.
It's on the way. Aight, I'll get back to work.
Curious to see what that'll look like anyway. Get out of here, people. It's gonna be like playing Frogger trying to get across the street over here without getting ran over. Just let me know when you're at the arena and you're set up and you're ready to go. Alright, I'm just in the middle of a live stream, so I'm trying to do it. Just checking the options on this car right quick.
I'm populating kills.
Y'all see that, right? Alright, for the purpose of the video, you see what I just did, okay? You see this. Alright, pay attention to what just happened. I came in to respray. Alright, now I'm checking what my crew color would look like on this car. But look what happens. If I go into primary and I click crew color, look, you see all that 3D just went off of that car. This is how people are scratching their cars when they're setting crew colors. Because if you're setting crew color through primary, what you're doing is you're scratching that car. See what just happened? I back out of it, you see that 3D is right back there. If you want to keep that 3D, but still use a crew color. Now on certain cars you do have to watch, because certain cars it will scratch no matter what you do. So you just have to pay attention to what car you're using. But for this purpose, I went into secondary, not primary. I clicked on crew. Look what happened. I kept every bit of that 3D, and you see that crew color on that car. Exactly. You see that? Now see, now this right here, this car is going to show a point where I was talking about some cars, it'll scratch the secondary part. You just have to pay attention. Now in this video, pay attention to the mirrors on this car. When I hit crew, you see how that 3D went away from that mirror, but it stayed on the rest of the car? That right there, if I was to accept this, I would be scratching this car. Only on the secondary. And all cars don't do that. There are certain cars that it don't matter what you do, it's going to take the 3D off of one part or the other. You just have to pay attention to the car that you're using. If you see this happen, you're better off just to merge this car and not change it on your crew color. But what I was trying to figure out, what is going to be a secondary option? What changes when I do secondary? So let me go to metals. And I'm not seeing nothing change other than the mirror and the back of the fin there, the spoiler. I can put it back either way. Alright, so I'm going to do a two-tone on that car. Curiosity. Where's that one car? This is one I can change wheels on. Perfect. I had chrome Mighty Stars on. Alright, and if you're going to flip the wheel on the car, then this all makes it perfect for the first car you bring in as your donor car. I'm using this car because I can change the wheel on it, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put the wheel on this car that I want to go on the car that I'm going to change. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. You know what? Let me do this. I'm gonna do that. Right. It can. It can. There's a certain way to fix it if it does, but you'll kind of have to be doing it and me telling you how to fix it. Alright. Is somebody populating right quick? Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm trying to run you through it while you're watching the video and hearing me explain it. So, are you in your arena? Okay, now just get in your donor car and bring it in here to the mod shop. Like I got this. Thank you, Charlie. Yes. The one you're taking the mods off of. Alright, now that you have it inside the mod shop, what you're going to do is you're going to join on Charlie through the chat party. Accept that first alert. Wait for the sound of you going up in the clouds. Then accept the second alert. Again, just to inform everybody, you're doing this so that way you can get out of the car that you brought in. Alright, get out the car. You're going to get into the one that you want to change now. Yeah, I changed a few cars that I didn't want to change, but for the video, I just did it anyway with saving some time. Keep having to pull in different cars and stuff. Right, and then just like me in the video right now, all I'm doing is hitting right on the D-pad to go in the mod shop. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with that first car. I'm going to join on Charlie. What car? Well, if the car, what car? The car that you brought in, or the first car that you brought in? Alright, return it back to storage. Return it back to storage, and then pull it back in the mod shop. Alright, you're going to have to join on him so you can get out of the car again. After you get out that car, you're going to get into your donor car again. This is where you're going to do the Simeon job, or Gerald, or whatever you got going on. Apparently I need to call for another one, so I'm going to do that now.
Yeah? Sure. I'll send you the details.
Pull up my phone so I can see that when it pops up. There we go. Now I'm on this invitation screen. I'm gonna press and hold the option button. Let go and accept. I heard everything I'm supposed to hear. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the circle button and spam right on the D-pad. I should see the tail lights of this car light up if that happened correctly. I heard it click, so I know it worked. So I'm just going to back out. I should be kicked out of the car, which is correct. Now I'm going to get into this car. I have my left on D-pad option. Then get back in your donor car and do your Gerald job again. Gotta make sure you had that volume turned up on your controller so you can hear you accepting that Gerald invite. That's the part where people are getting hung up because they're thinking they're accepting that Gerald invite. And see, like I said in the video, if you don't have your controller sound turned up, you're hearing a click in the TV, but that click you're hearing in the TV is not you accepting that Gerald invite. It's the left or right, it's the right D-pad option popping up on the top of the screen. That's the click you're hearing. I've seen people make videos of this and they don't even do no talking. They just got music playing and they're doing this. And I'm like, you know, somebody like me, yeah, I can follow that. But somebody who doesn't do this stuff all the time, they're not going to be able to follow what in the world just happened. All they're seeing is, yeah, you're getting it, but I can't get it. Why? You know, that's all they're seeing. I mean, if you just requested, ain't nothing wrong with the job. You just get your timing's not right. As I showed in the video, like 2 different ways it'll happen if you do it wrong. Like, you know, basically, like you'll have a start menu, but you didn't hear that sound of you accepting the invite. You already know you want to back out then because you know you didn't even hear that invite sound, or or what's going to happen is you're actually going to be hitting the X button without having fully let off of the option menu, and that's just going to take you right into the Gerald job. All right, now that you're on that start menu, what you're going to do is you're going to hit circle and spam right on the D-pad. Make sure you look for the tail light of that car, or make sure you look for your cars to shuffle a little bit right before you get thrown in the Gerald job. Okay, now you get into the car that you want to change, and you should have left on D-pad option. Alright, now, that's why I sat right here. I was waiting for you, because I'm on the exact same part you are in the video now. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the chat party. I'm going to click on join. I'm going to get my first alert. Now, when I get that first alert, what I'm going to do is as soon as I accept this first alert, I'm going to spam left on the D-pad. I'm going to wait to hear my sound of me going up into the clouds, and then I'm going to accept my second alert. So right now, I'm going to... Then you need to get back in your donor car, and you need to do your Gerald job again. See, what... My thing is when you're accepting that, I don't hear no buttons being pressed on your controller through the headset. And when you there's nothing wrong with the session, bro. None of that stuff is the issue. None of it. I'm telling, when you're doing that last part where you're joining, I mean, look in the video. Look what just happened. When you're doing that last part in the video, what you have to do is you have to do that just like you're doing that Simeon job. You know, as soon as you let off the button, you're hitting X. Well, as soon as you're accepting that first alert, you need to be spamming left on the D-pad. If it didn't change, either you didn't start spamming like you were supposed to, or you were actually spamming right instead of left. That happens as well. So, I have the change made to the car. Well, no, I need to make the change to the car. I don't have the change made yet. that like that. Remember what I said yesterday, if you're having problems with that Simeon job, use Gerald. Change that interior a little bit.
Hey, what you doing, Kev?
Nah, I'll start populating for you, hold on. Let me change this one thing on this car. The interior is kind of messed up. Telling you that session ain't got nothing to do with it, but do what you will, bro. Thank you, Mr. Jeff. I don't think it looks too bad. Do you need to invite back to the lobby? I haven't left the lobby. You should have been able to use the invite that I sent earlier, but let me send you an invite, and then let me know when you join in so I can start populating for Charlie.
You can just start populating, Kev.
Yeah, but if I start populating and he tries to join me, it's going to suck him into the job.
Who got the computer playback on? I mean,
Oh yeah,
turn the
just
volume.
excuse me.
Turn the volume down a little bit.
I'm just going to wait until you pop up on the list here.
No, I know how to do it.
All right, it said you joined.
I'm good. He's just trying to help you.
It says on my screen that you joined, so let me. There you go. And I am now populating. Jeff said he doesn't have two tones yet. He's starting to look for them now.
Everybody looking for those lines.
The interior is just bugging the shit out of me. Hop in the car that you're taking the mods from first. Put it in the mod shop. Alright, now join on me through the, no, don't join on me yet. I went in the damn thing and it threw me out. Yeah, I'm sure, hit the button. Damn. Yeah. Still not the same color, but it does look a whole lot closer than the interior that was there before, so that'll work. I meant to change this Banshee too, and I didn't. Shit. Be alright. It will be okay, sir. Now, when you get out of that car, you go grab the car that you want to change and do the exact same thing. Bring it into the mod shop, then join on me to get out the car, and then you're going to hop into your donor car. And that's where you're going to do the Simeon job. When the car is in the parking space, you press right to bring it into the mod shop, then join on me so you can get out the car. Not pull it in the mod shop, then hit right and try to join. Don't do that.
Right down.
Alright, now you're getting out of that car and you're hopping into your donor car. This is where you're going to do your Gerald job, or Simeon, whatever. You can also use Ron or Martin for the purpose of the video, just to let people know. Just as long as it's somebody you can request a job from. Get over there like you're supposed to be. Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question because I heard. I can't be inside of there when you're doing it, or it will cause your second car to disappear. I'm asking you this because I've heard you say everything but this. When you did that Simeon job, okay, when you did that Simeon job or whatever, when you held down your option button and you let go and hit X, did you see the start menu? Exactly what I've been saying since I started this live stream. Uh, no, no, no,
So
no,
yes,
no,
I
no, no,
am.
no, bro. No, 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 no,
It
no, no,
sound like he didn't join the jail, right?
no. It's all right. When you join that Gerald job, bro, when you do that Gerald shit or whatever, you're gonna hear you accepting that Gerald invite, but you're gonna see that start menu. When you're on that start menu, you're going to press circle to back out, and you're going to spam right on the D-pad. If done properly, it's going to pull you into the Gerald menu, and what you're going to see is if you're doing that properly, you're going to see the tail light of that car pop on. If you do not see that
You
tail
do
light on
not
that
see that
car
tail
pop
light on
on,
that.
you need to do the Gerald job again. You don't have. Oh my God, you don't have to start from scratch, bro.
You should just listen to him, bro. Cause he just listen to him, bro. He gonna get you right. You just gotta listen. Cause you don't gotta start from scratch. It's easier if you start from the position that you already in. Just tell him where you at, and he'll tell you what to do.
That's why I went over it several times to let people know that if that did happen, I was glad that the stuff was happening wrong in the video so people can see it. Most people doing the live stream, they're going to get pissed when stuff starts going wrong. I actually want it to go wrong so you can see what will happen and how to fix it without having to start all over. I've seen 100 videos about this, and they just said, "Oh, when you fuck up, just start all over." Okay, well now you just wasted 5 minutes, and you got to spend another 5 minutes getting set up.
Yeah, I just did 3 cars since you've been populating.
And I mean, it's like that earlier with the other dude when I was trying to teach him. I know. I mean, I sat there and I did like 4 or 5 cars while I was trying to get him to do the one. So the best thing to do when you're getting set up is get set up and let me like walk you through it instead of trying to go ahead and go through something because you're probably going to miss something.
You just use the Jiro. That's the one I used, and it worked good for me. Try Jiro. Jiro usually stay up, and I don't have no problem with it.
Yeah. I personally didn't have a problem with either one, but I could see where problems would like come up. So that's why in the video I just used the Gerald job just so people would have that stuck in their head that that's what they needed to do.
Where they need to be in the middle.
Okay, hold on. You got both cars in the mod shop right now. Okay. So,
Wait, which level are you on?
he's on B1.
Okay.
Um You got both cars in there and you're outside of the car, correct? All right. Hop into your donor car, the car that you're taking the stuff off of. Not the car that you're going to be changing. All right. Now do your Gerald job. When you do that correctly, again, you're going to hear you accepting that Gerald invite. But you're only going to hear that sound come from your controller, not your TV. And you should be on that pause menu. Okay? Yep. As soon as you press circle, you're spamming right. Look for the tail lights of that car to pop on, or you'll see the car shift for a split second before you get pulled in that job. Well, that don't matter.
Just
What
walk.
what
Just
what
just walk
matters?
forward.
What matters at this point is, did you see the tail light of that car come on, and or did you see the car kind of shift right before you got thrown in the Gerald job? If you didn't, but it just showed the car sitting. It just showed the car sitting still, but not move. Okay, do the Gerald job again. It's just the time. What it is you got the Gerald job part right, but what happens is when you spam that right on D-pad, that's why you need to spam the hell out of it. Because what's going to happen is if you do it right, you'll actually hear a click. Like if the camera's turned and you can't see the tail light, you'll hear a click from you actually hitting that right on D-pad option.
No, just walk forward. Just
That
walk
don't
forward.
matter. Look, I'm telling you, that don't matter. It's supposed to kick you out of the car. What matters is exactly what I said. Did you see the brake lights come on, or did you see that car shift? Okay. All right. So now you get into the car that you're going to change. The purpose of the Gerald job is so it kicks you out of that car, because if you join on your friend to get out the car, you're not going to have that left on D-pad option. You have to use the Gerald job so it kicks you out of that car, so you have that left on D-pad option. That's what brings that left on D-pad option up. Get back in. Look, man. How do you expect me to stay calm when you're getting aggravated? And all you simply have to do, all, all
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. But it's
I did that. I ended up.
If you did everything right, then your car would have merged. How are you explaining to me how you did it? You're explaining that you're doing it wrong. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. See, you're trying to take this part, put it on top of this part, and run with it on the third part. If you do exactly what I tell you, it will happen properly. I just sat here and took 3 people through this that do not do these glitches at all, and they had no problem. And I'm not saying that it's a problem with you, but you're getting overzealous, and you're taking step 3 and applying it to step 2, going back to step 1 and applying it to step 3. No, one shit at a time. Okay, hold on. Let me stop you right there. Did you just say that the second car that you brought in was the car that you're trying to take the mods from? Okay. hmm So you can get out of that car, correct? Right?
Hold the option.
No. You're not going to hold that option button and press X at the same time. You're going to hold that option button. You're quickly going to let go of the option button and press X. Right. Look for the brake light. Okay. Did you hear a click when you were hitting right on the D-pad? Okay. Now it should have kicked you out of that car. Yeah. You're back out of the job and you should be standing outside of the car. Now get into the car that you want to change. Then you, mm-hmm. Right. The thing and the thing Yeah, and the thing that I'm trying to explain, which I just went through this, if I have to go back all the way back to the beginning of the video where I went through this same exact problem with somebody else, if you get to the point where you have that left on D-pad option, you have done everything right. You're just now not joining and spamming left on the D-pad properly. He was swearing up and down he was doing that when he was not. And that's why I tried to tell you, if the camera angle is not where you can see that brake light, you're going to hear the sound of you hitting right on the D-pad. But right before you see you get pulled into that Simeon job, for a split second, you should see those cars shuffle around. If you don't see or hear any of that, you need to do the job again. Do the job again. That part is a bitch, but if you get that part right, you know it. It's kind of a bitch for me. You see me in the video messing up, but it's because of how I hold my controller. You might have that same problem. Just calm down. Take a deep breath. Did you accept? Hmm. There's no way unless you clicked on an arena war and not a Gerald job. That's the only way. Somebody must have somebody. Exactly. Hmm. Somebody must have sent one right when you went to hit the button and it popped up right ahead of line. How you doing, North
Hey,
Legion Gaming?
hey, Kels, can I do this with weaponized vehicles too?
Yeah.
All right.
You just got to be careful because sometimes those bigger vehicles will cause other vehicles to flip over. So you just have to
Okay.
be careful what you're doing.
All right.
Not that it can't happen, but you just might actually have to apply the mods on something a little bit bigger and then take that and try to do it with that weaponized vehicle. It just depends on whether or not it keeps trying to flip the car over or not. There is a way around it. You just have to use common sense.
Hop out the car.
Right. It will, but sometimes if you just sit there, sometimes it'll go ahead and fall back over, or it'll kind of like move out the way a little bit or something. That's why I say when you're trying to do bikes, and that bike is what you're trying to change, that bike's going to spawn up underneath that car. So just sit on that bike and wait a minute, so that bike will eventually work its way out from underneath that car. Because if you get off that bike while it's underneath that car, you will not be able to get back on that bitch because it'll keep trying to put you in that car. Right. That's why I look for them brake lights, because if I see them brake lights, I know without a doubt that shit just worked. No problem. Charlie, that dog of yours tickles me, bro. It sound like a grown ass man. Alright, let me ask you a question, honestly. Alright, you're not populating the lobby or none of that stuff like that, so nobody's having to join off you. Why don't, for this part, for this purpose, appear offline so no dickhead outside will be keep constantly sending you shit? What's up, Truly DJ? Okay, are some of these names for real, or is somebody like making like extra YouTube names and just commenting and stuff? Which I mean, it's all right as long as you're leaving a like or whatever. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. Nah, that's your clan. Hello. All right. That yeah, you can join. I mean, do I have you on my friends list or whatever? Because I'm telling you, I'm currently sitting on borderline of 800 friends on my friends list. So I'm not trying to. If I make friends with you outside of the live stream, that's one thing. Just for live stream purposes, I'm not like taking like friend requests. There might be people that pop in here that I'll never see again, and now I got them on my friends list, and I can't figure out who they are. All right. Here, let me. I could probably do it with my phone quicker than I can with the. Oh my God. What the hell just happened? All right, cool deal. For everybody watching, everybody tuning in or whatever, when I get done with this, I'm gonna be ending the live stream so that way I can take care of a few things, and then expect for me to pop back up here in a short while with another live stream on a full solo Benny's merge for PlayStation. But I will go ahead and let you know that it will be inside of B1 and B2. That fact I will tell you. No. No money glitch.
Fuck, man, these break.
See, the thing about it is these videos keep getting messed up. These glitches keep getting messed up because every time something like this is going on, because look, okay, other people are scared to say this in their live stream. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm a redhead and I'm a Scorpio. I'm not scared of nothing or nobody. And what I'm going to tell you is when we have something like this working, this is going good. It's not bothering nobody. It's not doing no harm. But when people sit here, it's like, okay, we got a working arena merge. Okay, well, let's post 1,000 God mode videos. Let's post 1,000 money glitch videos, whatever. That is the stuff that gets this mess patched. Bottom line, there's no way around that. Whenever people throw out 13 money glitch videos and 10 God mode glitch videos, you can expect within the next 2 days this glitch is going to get patched. Is there a way to do that? I'm not going to say yes, and I'm not going to say no. The only thing I'm going to tell you is you know exactly how any of these other arena merges work, so use that as you will. But nobody is doing these videos and saying anything of those two words, money glitch. Because if you do, and you show it, you best believe this will be the first thing to get took down tomorrow morning. Watch what I say. It kind of infuriates me just a little bit because it happens like that. And I noticed. Well, was it past couple of days or whatever, it was money glitch this, God mode that or whatever. And then all of a sudden the arena thing came out, so I was trying to make videos about it. And it was immediately the day after somebody dropped their arena merge video. Here come another 10 money glitch videos and another 10 God mode glitch videos. So I ask again, what do you think is going to happen with what we're doing right now come the next day or so? That's the problem. I wasn't making this video to step on nobody's toes. I wasn't making this video. As a matter of fact, I said in the description. I said in the beginning of the description that I am not the founder of this video. This is just my way of doing this, which I said right here in the video 2 hours ago. Well, yeah, I mean, I said flat out, like, I'm going to explain the shit in the video like nobody else is taking the time to explain it. That's all I said.
No, I got my shit. I know how to do it. He just trying to help you.
I don't know. Again, my purpose of making this video was to trying to be a little bit more descriptive, try to explain problem areas, try to both explain and show what those problem areas are going to do and what you need to do to fix it when it happens. Because some other like people who come out with the videos, they're trying to push the video out. They're trying to explain it as quickly as possible and be over with the video. Somebody just joined me while I was populating.
Oh shit.
Alright. But me, I sat here and, like many other people, I watched the videos and I tried to do it. Well, it was not working out for me. But then I know whenever I'm trying to learn glitches like that and it's not working out for me, I quit listening to what they're saying on the video and actually watching their screen and seeing what's happening on their screen, more so than listening to what they're saying. So when I'm able to do things like that, I'm able to figure out a way that works better for me. And when it works better for me, typically it works a lot better for a lot of other people because of the way I explain it. I'm not going to take and make a video and have 4 parts to say, but only say 3 of those 4 parts. No. If I have 4 parts to say, chances are I'm going to throw in an extra 2 parts just to make sure you understand what I'm talking about. Need to invite back to the arena. He joined on me while I was populating, so I don't even know where the hell I'm at now.
Damn, fucking car just flipped.
Flip sideways.
Yeah, you'll see when you get in here.
It's no problem, man. Just like I said, sometimes you might have to just kind of like chill out for a second, kind of collect your thoughts or whatever, and like, you know, start over on a more refreshed mind kind of thing. Because these glitches, they will do that, especially when you know it's just one little thing that you're missing. It'll frustrate the shit out of you. I know it. It happens to me all the time. Matter of fact, was it the other day, something about the give cars to friends. I told people, I was like, yo, I was like, to be quite frank with you, I'm getting sick of the whole inside the bunker thing. Like, I just can't tell you how bad that's getting on my nerves. I mean, the fact that it works, yeah, okay, I appreciate that, but that whole bunker thing, I mean, I'm just telling you. I was glad when we were able to do shit outside the bunker. I mean, I was happy at that. Not even so much for the planes and everything. It was mainly the fact that I was able to be outside the bunker. Yeah, bro. That ain't no problem, man. I know you be doing glitches, dude. You're primarily my right hand, dude. That's all I can say, man. Like, seriously. I've asked for help from numerous of people and never show, never send a message, no nothing. You're always there. That's what I can say. I said earlier, I borderline 800 friends on my friends list, but I can count on one hand how many people have come to help when being asked. I can count on one hand how many people. And it's all good. I mean, I'm not mad about the 790 something other people that don't show up. I'm not mad. I just don't need them to be mad when I don't stop what I'm doing to go help them. I can't tell you how many times I've sat in lobbies trying to help people out, spend all day in the lobby trying to help people out, really not accomplishing anything that I wanted to do, period, out of a whole day. And then I turn around the next day, I'm like, all right, I helped out like 7 people yesterday, so I'm trying to accomplish this one thing this morning, right? So I'm thinking, all right, I see most of these people online. I'm going to send them an invite. Maybe I can get some help. Boom, all 7 people, no show, no talk, no nothing. And they online. I mean, when you look up somebody's name, it tells you that they're in the lobby. It tells you how long they're in the lobby. So if I see somebody that was in the lobby for 10 minutes, now it says that they're only in the lobby for a minute. I know you're on that controller. I know you seen the invite. You were just switching lobbies. You can't tell me, oh, you were AFK. If you were AFK, why was you just in the lobby for 10 minutes? And then I turn around and look again, now you're in the lobby for like a minute and a half. That means you just switched lobbies. You get kicked out after 13 minutes, not 10 minutes. That's my biggest problem with people. I mean, if somebody's busy, they're busy, yeah. But I mean, if somebody sends me a message and asks me a question, I try to answer you at least. If I'm busy, I'll be like, yo, I'm busy. I'll try to get to you in a minute. I won't even get that. Just completely no answer whatsoever. But still, I do what I do. Because I understand one thing, just like there is people that's just starting this game, they don't have nothing. I was there. I knew what it was like. I knew what it was like not to have nothing. It was hard to get people to trade. You know what I had to do? I didn't have nothing to trade people for anything because I didn't have nothing they wanted. I didn't have anything. So how did I get involved into the trading thing? I got involved in it because I figured I needed to find some kind of service that I can provide that was going to help me get started. So what helped me is I picked up a computer and I started educating myself on crew colors. Proper crew colors, modded crew colors, not just crew colors. There is a difference. So many people get caught up with what's in somebody else's garage. Oh, that's scratch this, that's scratch that. Well, define scratch, honestly. Please define scratch. Because if and when somebody's made a car and they brought it online, what do you think they used to put the color on that car? You think they just got some kind of a magical list that nobody else has, of hex codes that they put on that car? No. I can pick and find the exact same colors at any point. So if and when I did that and I applied it and made it a modded crew color, it is yet in the same as a color somebody would make and bring online. It is the exact same. You can argue about it all you want to. The only thing that I can't dispute is the fact that 3D. In-game, you cannot do a full 3D. You can do a partial 3D. And if you don't know, there's YouTube videos from 2 years ago that can explain how to apply partial 3D in-game. And it still works. I've had people come to me talking about we can't do a map pearlescent thing or whatever. It don't work. Yes, it does. You're not doing it right. You can put a pearlescent on anything. Chrome, metal, classic, metallic. Obviously, matte. You can put a pearlescent on anything. It just depends on how you do it. Yeah. I got you. That's for sure. Why do I keep getting missed calls on my phone? What's this all about? I don't even know who that is. Alright, I see right here, I'm looking on my video, and I'm going to stay true to my word. It'll take me a little while, but I'm going to stay true to my word. I made a statement in a previous video that I had, that I was on the goal trying to reach 100 subscribers. And I said, when I reach those 100 subscribers, what I was going to do was I was going to take subscriber number 75, which I know who that is, and I was going to take subscriber number 100, and I'm going to take them through a tour through my garages, in which they're going to be able to pick out any one thing that they want. If it's in the garage that you were in, you're able to grab that car, any one car. I'm not going to exclude any. If I took you in that garage and you've seen it, like I said, you can grab any one of those one cars. So, since I have just today hit that 100 mark, I will be getting up with subscriber number 75, and I will find out who subscriber number 100 was, and y'all will be invited in. And I will actually do a live stream of walking you through the garage, letting you pick out what you want, and we'll further continue the live stream by actually giving you the vehicle of your choice. So I do like to thank everybody who has subscribed. I really hope to think that I can reach many more than 100, but I am happy to hit that 100 mark. What you doing, grabbing more cars, Charlie? Again, I would like to thank everybody that come by, everybody who commented, definitely giving all love to all the subscribers, all the new people. Thanks for being a part of the team. Hopefully the beginning parts of this live stream will be able to help you. If you tune in afterwards and you found this helpful, please make sure that you subscribe and hit that like button. Turn on your post notification bell so that way you can receive future content as soon as it comes out. And as always, I'd like to wish everybody to have a good day. This is your boy Killer Kells Gaming signing off. Peace out.